Talk about that DJ contest. What was the DJ contest that made techno or house music evolve as it did?
Well, that was the drum machine.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Candidly Speaking with Tinisha Brignoni. On our last episode, we learned how to make Boricuan style Spanish rice. Oh wow, it is all done. And I just want to take the fork and just fluff it up a little bit like this. On this part to Who is Agent X Mike Clark, we're going to learn a very simple and fabulous recipe for collard greens. I'm glad you guys came back to join me, so let's get this party going.
Deep Space had challenged us in the contest. Deep Space was Derek May, Juan Atkins, Eddie Folks, a few other folks, just like we had a bunch of folks too, but these were the ones we were going up against. And this is what I remember. I believe it was at the downstairs pub. I'm not 100%, but I feel like it was at the downstairs pub. But what I do remember was when they were setting up, they had a 909 connected.
What is a 909?
909 is one of the major house sound being drum machines that we use for the sound. You know? It's almost as if you can't really do a real house track without using a 909.
We want to line our collard greens up nice and flush against each other so that they're easy to slice and they come out in nice strips. I usually slice mine about a 1/2 inch at a time. I actually have some chard mixed in with my collards, just a little bit, because I didn't have that many collard greens left. It's the end of the season. Line them up nice and flat like that. You just take a nice butcher knife and just slice them, just so. Through. They cook better this way. They're a lot neater and they're more appetizing. I don't believe in ripping up collard greens. Now, if you're doing mustard and turnips, you can get away with ripping them up because they're so limp and fine. But collards have a little more body to them, so you want to cut those up into nice strips. And then they're easier to cook and they're more appetizing.
You know, basically, in a short form, we did our shit. And they did their shit.
Like a battle rap, but not a rap.
It was DJ battle.
Right,
Yeah, you know,
right.
At that time, DJ battle was everywhere.
Right,
it was all about tricking. You know, if you didn't have a signature, you know, DJ pride was high. You know, and I come from it. I represent my style. So it's like no matter what goes on right now, I don't look at anything like, you know, I challenge folks, but if cats really want to go raw, that's my territory. That's how I get excited.
Right.
You know, but in any case, this is when they created the whole new world.
Right.
Because that drum machine that they had connected to the mixer, the moment they pressed play, no one ever used drum machines, as I said previously. So no one knew what the hell that machine was. Everybody just looked at it, they saw 2 turntables and a drum machine, and everybody's like, what is that thing next to him? You know, this is before computers, so
right.
it looked like a typewriter. Little numbers going across. You know, all you knew it was weird looking. So when they hit it, we didn't know what to expect to come out of it. So at first, you didn't realize that it was the drum machine playing the track. You thought he just had a super loud ass record playing.
Right.
But that shit went BAM!
Right.
And I'm like, the fuck?
Right.
Did he just make that shit that much louder with that machine? So what, whatever. And then he took the record off the turntable, and I was like, what the fuck? Is that machine making that?
That thingamajig,
We
right?
go over there,
That's
what
what my
the
girl
hell?
would have called it.
And him and Eddie, yeah, boy, what's up, nigga? What's up, man? What's up? And we like, that's fucked up.
I was done at
I'm
that
looking at
moment.
Kevin and Ray, we like, man, this is bullshit. Y'all cheating, man. Y'all cheating, man. Fuck the motherfuckers. They won, but again, on the original subject, Hand That Matter, that shit changed the world.
You want to add enough water to your stock pot to cover the top of your turkey neck. And then you're going to let that get to a nice steady boil. Okay, now that my turkey is boiling, I am ready to go ahead and put those collard greens in. And then as you can see, I have a whole pot full of greens when we start. And I'm just going to sprinkle just enough to cover the top of it. A little sprinkle of cayenne pepper to give it some kick. And just a couple of dashes, what was that, 6 dashes of black pepper. Then I'm going to turn this pot on low. And we're going to let that cook very slowly.
If I'm not mistaken, and only Derek can answer that question. Now, I never really asked, we just never had this conversation, but I've heard that that very same drum machine he sold to Frankie Knuckles at the warehouse. Mm-hmm. And then Frankie Knuckles had a drum machine that he played at his club, which created the House Heads, which created the name House Music. And this is, again, what I heard.
Right,
and it just makes sense to me. I'm pretty sure there's various adaptations.
Of course. That's how Mike is.
Right? I'm just trying to make sense.
This is the Mike Clark
version. This is my version. This is what I heard. You know, because from the drum machine DJ contest, it's all words to me. But I can tell you what I know for a fact that happened at that party. And that was what kicked off this whole techno and house movement that we relish in to this day.
So now that the greens have been cooking for 15 minutes, you can tell that they've reduced in size. They've shrunk a lot. So, but you can see there's a lot of fluid still in there, so we're doing good. Now I want to add just a little bit of olive oil. I would say about a tablespoon of olive oil. This is to replace the bacon grease that a lot of people use and, you know, all that other unhealthy stuff. And I think the purpose is just to keep the seasonings sticking to the greens. So we want to go ahead and stir that up nice, just to mix around our seasonings. That smells good. Mr. Turkey Necks down there, still flavoring up everything. So I'm going to pat that down and turn my pot to low. I always want to have just enough fluid. Sometimes you have to add a little water. And especially with me, because as y'all know, I don't measure shit. So that's just the way it is. So right now, we're in a good place. I'm going to go ahead and put my top back on there and let that cook slowly. Okay, class, the greens have been cooking for about an hour and a half now. So I'm going to just take one little piece and try it out. Another thing I like to do is I like to take a fork and just get the turkey meat off the turkey neck at this point, because that's good eating and we don't need to waste that.
And no matter how you want to change shit around the rest of the world, you can never change the roots. And for me, I'm blessed to say I am part of those roots.
Amen. All right. Well, thank you for speaking with us today, Mike. This has been really a good, you know, just a joy. I really enjoy hearing you talk about music and everything. And hopefully we can have you come on the show again.
Yeah,
I'm not going to take any more of your time because I've had you here for hours barbecuing and working like a slave. So let's go ahead and go in there and eat and just chill out.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
All right.
All right. Take care, world. No more ADD distractions.
All right, here is
Perfectly
our
normal.
completed meal.
Yes.
We have our
rice.
Yep.
Mac, or should I say pasta, greens, and poultry. Mm-hmm. It's healthy, technically speaking.
Technically, kind of, sort of.
In a soul food kind of way.
Right. The chicken is compliments of Mike Clark. All right, let's eat.
Agent X Grilling Society.